Hello and welcome back. I'm Khalid from Destination Channel. In this video, we will learn about the typography in HTML and the default type of HTML elements. Also, we are going to cover a cool homework afterwards, so stay tuned. Before we talk about the typography in HTML, I want to mention that there are a lot of tags, but 99% of the web use less than 10 tags. And here are some of the important tags we're going to cover. Of course, we're going to cover more, but these are most important ones. We're going to cover the image tag, the links tags. Today, in this video, we're going to cover the paragraph and the headings tags, but also there is a lot more to cover for us. And also there is a lot more for you to discover in your journey. With that being said, let's move to the headings. We have 6 headings in HTML from H1 to H6. Headings are titles or subtitles. H1 defines the most important heading and H6 defines the least important heading. We will see that in an example soon. Headings have opening and closing tag. Use headings for headings only, not to make the text looks big on our web page. I'm going to explain that in a minute. Headings elements always start on a new line, and the browsers automatically add some white space before and after the headings. We call the spaces in HTML margins. Okay, so let's see some examples. Here we are. This is the HTML tag, opening and the closing tag, and the tag type is what you see here. So we have H1, H2, H3 till H6, which stands for heading 1 till to heading 6. And notice here is the content. If you remember the previous lecture, we have opening tag, closing tag, and this is the content. And only the content we see on the browser, the web page. Okay. And notice the difference between the H1 and the H6. Therefore, we use the H1 for the most important title in our web page, and all the others represent the least important titles. Also, we use only one heading 1 in our web page. So each web page we create, we have only one H1 element inside it. Okay, let's give it a try. I will jump to my code editor. I'm still having my project from previous video in HTML intro. So I'm going to delete everything here and start a new one, HTML5. Perfect. So now we have our empty sheet. Let's run it in HTML. Okay. So now it's open. Let's try to practice the headings. The first one I'm going to start with H1, and I will say welcome to the web world. Okay, let's see what we will see here, and here we are. The user will see only the content, and notice we have some spacing around, like here. Before it also we have some spaces, but it's fine. We're going to control the spaces in the CSS lecture. I will start to try the H2 and so on, or maybe, you know what, I will copy this line and paste it 6 times because I am lazy, and I will change the H1 to H2, and notice while I changed here, the closing tag already or automatically changed as well. This is coming from the extension we downloaded earlier, which is the auto rename tag, if you remember, and this is what it does for us. So it will make it easy for me if in case I forgot to change the closing tag, it will change it for me automatically. So I will do this as a 3, and here we have 4, 5, and 6. Oops. 5. Okay, here we are. Let's see it in the browser, and here we are. Maybe I should make it big. Okay, cool. So this is the headings, and they are used to be a title in the HTML. And also we don't use headings to make the text looks bigger in the browser or in the web page. We will learn how to manipulate the text later in the styling section, CSS. Okay, let's go back to the slides and continue with the second type we're going to learn today, which is paragraph. The tag is only P, stands for paragraph. And the paragraph element has opening and the closing tags, just like the headings. And the paragraph element always starts in a new line. As you notice here with the headings, when we wrote headings, each one of them, there is a space left for this guy to be here. But it didn't go next to heading 1 because always the headings start from a new line. The same story goes with paragraph. It's always a start on a new line. The browser automatically adds some white space or margin before and after the paragraph. So let's give it a try for paragraph. Here, paragraph, usually we use it to add some text in our web pages. So I will, on the editor, you don't need to start typing the smaller than sign and the P and then the capital letter. You can simply just click, just type P and click enter, and it will create the HTML element for you. Perfect. Now I created the HTML element. Let me say, okay, I'm happy to try paragraph tag. Okay, let's see how it will look on our web page. If I move here, and this is the text. Okay, this is coming from paragraph. Great. I want to create another paragraph and fill it with some random text. I will start with typing P, click enter. That's mean I created now paragraph element. If I leave it empty and go back here, I will see nothing, of course, because it has no content. And on our web page, we see only the content as users or clients. I want to generate some random text. I will start typing lorem, L-O-R-E-M. Do you remember this word? We downloaded in the previous video an extension called lorem ipsum. And now if I just click enter, this extension will give me some random text, as you can see. So now I have random text filled in the paragraph. If I visit my web page, you will see I have all of this being generated for me without me typing anything. Cool. Let's go back to our editor and start a new paragraph, and I will say also type P, created. Now I will write or type lorem, but with 5. This will generate for me 5 words, like a text of 5 words. Here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of this coming from lorem ipsum, the extension we downloaded. Of course, it can give you any number you want of the words. Go back and check it out. And here we are. Notice there is a space before the paragraph. The browser always automatically generates some spaces between those guys. Okay, cool. Let's go back to the slides and cover whatever left for us. Here are the examples of the paragraph, and we tried them already, so we can move forward. Here, I want to talk about the editor spacing. I have here in the first line a heading element, and as you can see, I have a heading word and number here. On the browser, it's not all the spaces here is going to be ignored. Yeah, more than one space, it's going to be ignored, and it's going to look normal for us without any spaces. Notice here the H2, which is here, heading 2, there is a lot of lines between the opening tag and the closing tag, or actually between the content and the closing tag. There is 1 or 2 lines, and notice it just acts normal. So what we learn from this is all the spacing in the code editor will be always ignored. Therefore, we need to remember having a spaces or shaping our documents in a custom way will not affect our the look on our web page. Let's go back and give it a try. Here we are. I will create, let's say here, a new paragraph, and I will put some words in it. Here we are. Let's see how it looks on our browser. This is the paragraph. Perfect. Now if I jump here and click this guy, have it this way, now I should also see the paragraph in one line. This spacing will not affect my work. Here we are, and everything still looks the same. Let's move forward with the slides. Before we continue and have the homework or the exercise for the headings and the paragraph, I would like to talk about the display types in HTML. As you noticed, all the headings and the paragraphs we've been creating, it's always a start on a new line. It's always have some spaces and always get under each other's. They didn't fit next to each other's. And that's because the headings and the paragraphs has a default type, and they are block type. Yeah, in HTML there is two display types, one called block and one called inline. Yeah, the block type of HTML, it's always, whenever you create a new one, it will go under each other's. Sorry, this way. It will always go under each other's. But if you are creating HTML tag of inline type, it will always go next to each other's. Yeah. For now, we don't know any inline type so far, but in the next video we're going to learn the image type, which is going to be inline. And you will notice every time we create an image, they will go just next to each other's. While we creating headings or paragraphs, they always go under each other's. Of course, we're going to learn how to affect this behavior in CSS. Not now. I just want you to remember there is two types when it came to the HTML elements: the display block and the display inline. Perfect. And every time you learn a new HTML element, please remember to learn about if it's block or inline. That will make your life so much easier in the future. And yeah, here what we've been talking about, the display block starts always in a new line, and it's always take the whole width. The whole width of the page will be reserved for headings or paragraphs or any HTML of block type. Inline type, on the other hand, it places the items next to each other, just like what we said earlier, and the width and the height has no effect. It just takes the width of the element itself. Of course, we're going to see those and examples in the future. With that being said, let's start the exercise for the headings and the paragraph lecture. I will go to the homework, and here we are. The link for the homework will be in the description section below. Please visit it and give it a try on your own before you follow the video. So we are going to create a personal website with headings and paragraphs. The introduction is create a project directory and call it my website and open it with the Visual Studio Code. Let's do it. I'm coming here. I will close this editor now. I don't need it anymore. I will open my command line. Okay. So MacDear, notice I am in desktop. MacDear, my website. I think that's what we call it here. My website. Perfect. And now, after I created the project, I will simply open it with my Visual Studio Code. Sorry. Okay, here we are, and it's opened. Let's go back to the homework. Create a new HTML file called index.html. Great. Here we are, index.html. Perfect. And of course, we need to start our HTML by selecting HTML5, and here we are. We started the standard HTML document, and now use h1 heading for the title of your website, such as welcome to my world. Okay, great. We'll move back here, and I will create a new heading, which is h1, welcome to my page or to my world. It's up to you. Great. Let's move to the second section. About me, use h2 headings titled about me. Okay, here h2 and about me. Let's see how it looks actually in our web page. Great. So this is how it looks. Okay. Write a paragraph introducing yourself, including your name, background, and interests. Okay. If I go back here, and I will introduce myself, but since I'm not going to write anything about me, I will just write some random text here, pretending this is information about me. So about me, blah, 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 blah. Great. Back to the homework. Go to the section 3, education. Use h2 headings titled with education. Perfect. Here we are. Let's go. Yeah. H2 education. How it looks. Perfect. Write a paragraph detailing your education background. Okay. Also, I will do the same. I'm going to add a paragraph here and get the help of Lorem as well. Great. Check how it looks. Perfect. So I want you to continue doing the homework on your own and finish by the 7th section, which is the future goals. After you finish the project, please save it and keep it aside, because we're going to need it for the future lectures, and we're going to scale it up with the other technologies we learn about HTML and CSS. That was everything for this video. I will see you in the next one. Ciao.